Okay everybody, Tshirtbooth here, and this tutorial may have to be a two-parter, I'm not too sure, but basically we're going to show you how to create an explosion realistically and have the other actors surrounding it disperse depending on the distance they are away from the blast. I've already created the walls and background here. You can see I have 3 actors: bomb, boxes, and ground. In the attributes, I've created 3 attributes. Blast X, and that's at 0 and it's real. Blast Y, 0, real. And boom, 0, integer. Going to actors. The first actor we're going to do is the bomb. And I've already created the collide rules, so we can just move along from that. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to use a rule, and this is just for an example. You're gonna do something any different. You may have a different thing where it goes off when it hits the ground or when it's touched or whatever. But just for this tutorial, I'm gonna do when touch is pressed, and we're gonna go ahead and change attribute game.blastX to self position X, and then I'm going to do another change attribute game blast Y to self position Y. And basically what this is doing is it's telling our game attributes where the blast is taking place. And then we're also going to do another change attribute, and we're going to trigger the game attribute boom, and this will let the other actors know that an explosion has happened. So we'll change that to 1. I'll go ahead and throw a timer on here. After 0.5 seconds, I'm going to tell it to destroy. Just lacking some room here, so I'm going to have to... There we go. And just so you know, I've already taken the restitution off everything so that nothing's going to bounce on us. So that's pretty much it for the bomb. We're going to go into the boxes. And again, I've already created the collide rules. So we're going to go ahead here and grab a rule. And we're going to say, when the trigger happens, when game.boom equals 1, that's letting these boxes know that an explosion has happened. Oh, also for attributes for the box, we've made a distance from blast attribute, type real, and just leave that at 0. So we're going to go change attribute, self distance from blast to, and here we're going to use magnitude. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of everything except for the first bracket. We're going to go game blast X minus self position X, comma, game blast Y minus self position Y, and then close bracket. And this is basically figuring out the distance between the blast and where the box is. And then we're going to go ahead and create a rule under this one, and we're going to say when attribute self distance from blast is less than 300 pixels. You can change this number to whatever you want. I just want the blast to take place if these boxes are closer than 300 pixels to the blast. That way anything outside of 300 will not be affected. We're going to do a change velocity. Change velocity, and for direction, let's move this over here. We are going to go open bracket, vector to angle. I'm going to get rid of this stuff here. And I'm going to go minus, another bracket, game, blast X, minus, self, position X. I'm going to go bracket, comma, minus, another bracket, and then it's going to be game, blast Y, minus, self, position Y, and then we need 3 brackets here, and then go OK. Now for speed, we are going to use, so right now we have if it's less than 300, and so if it is 300, we're going to want the speed to still be more, so we're going to go 360 minus self distance from blast. So if the distance from blast is 300, the speed will still be 60. If the distance from the blast is 100, the speed's going to be 260. So that way you get a different variety of speeds depending on how close the box is to the explosion. And we're going to leave this at actor. And then we're going to want the boxes to rotate depending on where it's exploded to. So we are going to go rotate to angle and throw that under there. And we almost want the same thing as we did up here. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. And the only way to copy and paste them is if they're both open. And then I'm going to close the first one. Now the only difference here is we're going to take out the minus sign. So it's bracket, vector to angle, bracket, blast X minus self position X, bracket, comma, minus, bracket, blast Y minus self position Y, bracket, and here we're going to go plus, that's it. And then for speed, 90 is fine. Let's uncheck stop on rotation. So we're going to set that back there. Now let's quickly add our bomb and then some boxes around it. And I'm going to do different distances so you can see the effect that the explosion will have. And preview. And there you go. So depending on where things are, let's go repeat this again. Let's make some smaller boxes. And do it again. So depending on how big things are, how close they are, they'll react differently to the blast. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on the video or post in the Gamesalad forums, and somebody or myself will be happy to help you. The demo project will also be available for download under shared files in Gamesalad. Talk to you again in the next video.